Ezra Morgan and Caleb Hayes have been rivals since the first day they set foot on the university soccer field. Both talented, both competitive, and both absolutely convinced they were the best. Ezra, the team's star forward, is charming, cocky, and always surrounded by girls. He's the type to flash a smirk after scoring a goal and bask in the attention. Caleb, the vice-captain and the strategist of the team, is sharp-tongued, intense, and openly gay. He never backed down from Ezra's challenges, whether on the field or in their day-to-day clashes. For 2 years, their relationship had been equal parts animosity and undeniable chemistry, a never-ending battle of egos and talent. But then, something changes. And neither of them is ready for it. Caleb starts dating someone, a literature major named Ryan. It's nothing serious at first, just coffee dates and a few stolen kisses, but it's enough for everyone to notice. And more importantly, Ezra notices. At first, it's subtle. He gets snappier during practice, critiques Caleb's plays more than usual, and suddenly finds reasons to argue over the smallest things. Then, it escalates. Ezra interrupts Caleb's dates, suddenly appearing at the same cafe or gym. He throws an arm around Caleb's shoulder when Ryan is around, smirking like it's a joke. He gets into a tense, almost physical confrontation with Ryan at a party, accusing him of being too soft for someone like Caleb. Caleb is frustrated. Ezra isn't his friend, he's his rival. So why does he care? One night, after Ezra deliberately ruins another date, Caleb finally explodes. You're not even into guys, so why do you care who I date? Ezra has no answer. Not a real one. He just clenches his jaw and storms off, but for the first time, Caleb sees something in Ezra's eyes that isn't rivalry, it's something deeper, something raw. The tension between them only grows. Their teammates start noticing, Ezra is acting too possessive and Caleb is too aware of him. The final straw comes when Caleb makes an impulsive decision. To get Ezra off his back, he pretends he has a new boyfriend. It's a reckless move, meant to push Ezra away. But it backfires spectacularly when Ezra decides to one-up him. Fine. Then I'm your boyfriend now. Caleb stares at him, stunned. What? Ezra shrugs, his usual cocky smirk replaced by something dangerously serious. You want to prove a point? Then let's make it interesting. Let's be a couple for real. At least until this game is over. Caleb should refuse. He should laugh it off. He should call Ezra's bluff. But instead, he finds himself nodding. At first, it's just for show. Ezra loops an arm around Caleb's waist at parties. He walks him to class, offers him his jacket when it's cold. He leans in close, whispers things just to see Caleb flustered. It's just a game. Except Ezra is playing it too well. Then, things shift. One night, after a grueling practice, Caleb falls asleep on the couch in their dorm. Ezra finds him like that, exhausted, lips slightly parted, breath slow. He should wake him up. Instead, he brushes a strand of hair from Caleb's face, gentle, careful, like he's afraid of his own feelings. He realizes, with a sharp pang, that he doesn't want this to be fake anymore. But Ezra has always been straight. Or at least, that's what he thought. So why is he lying awake, thinking about what it would be like to kiss Caleb for real? Caleb doesn't know what to do with Ezra's mixed signals. The touches, the lingering stares, the way Ezra suddenly doesn't seem interested in other girls anymore. Then one night, at a party, everything boils over. A guy flirts with Caleb, too handsy, too close. Ezra watches, his jaw tightening, his fists clenching at his sides. Then, suddenly, he's there, grabbing Caleb's wrist, pulling him away, pushing him against a wall. Caleb glares at him. What the hell is your problem? Ezra looks furious, but beneath that, there's something else. Something desperate. I don't know. Ezra's voice is hoarse. I just know I can't stand seeing someone else touch you. Caleb swallows hard. That's not how this works, Ezra. You don't get to play with me. Ezra exhales sharply. And then, before Caleb can stop him, Ezra kisses him. It's not fake. Not this time. It's heated, messy, too much and not enough. Ezra's hands tighten on Caleb's waist, his body pressed against his, like he's afraid to let go. And just like that, the game is over. Caleb pulls away first, breathless, confused, and furious. You don't get to do this. His voice shakes. You don't get to kiss me like that and then pretend you're still straight. Ezra looks just as lost. I don't know what I am. His voice cracks. But I know I don't want you with anyone else. But that's not enough. Caleb doesn't want to be an exception. He wants Ezra to choose him, not just because of jealousy, but because he means something. So he walks away. Ezra lets him go. For a while. Ezra doesn't see Caleb for weeks after their kiss. Not at practice. Not at parties. Not even in the dorm they used to share everything in. At first, Ezra tells himself it's fine. He's not the one who needs to chase after someone. He's Ezra Morgan, girls throw themselves at him, people like him, he doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. But for some reason, nothing feels right anymore. He tries dating a girl. It lasts one date before he realizes he doesn't care. He goes to practice, but his footwork feels off without Caleb shouting insults at him. He watches Caleb from afar, laughing with teammates, talking to other guys, and for the first time in his life, Ezra feels like he's losing something important. Maybe even something he can't get back. Then one day, after a brutal practice, the team is gathered in the locker room. Ezra is tying his cleats when he hears someone mention Caleb's name. Hayes is going out with that guy from the lit club, right? Ezra freezes. Yeah, Ryan. They were together last night. His blood runs hot. Ezra doesn't think. He just moves, shoving his locker shut and storming out of the room. He doesn't even know what he's going to do, but he knows he's done pretending he doesn't care. Ezra finds Caleb on the campus quad, sitting on a bench, looking at his phone. His heart pounds in his chest. Caleb notices him too late. By the time he looks up, Ezra is already there, standing too close, glaring, hands clenched into fists at his sides. So you're back with him? Ezra spits out, voice sharp. Caleb frowns, looking up at him. That's none of your business. Ezra exhales harshly. Like hell it isn't. Caleb stands, facing him fully. You don't get to do this, Ezra. You don't get to kiss me and then disappear for weeks. You don't get to act like I belong to you when you're the one who walked away. Ezra knows Caleb is right. But he's too stubborn, too lost in his own emotions to stop now. I didn't walk away, he yells. I was figuring things out, okay? Caleb's expression hardens. And? Did you figure it out? Ezra swallows. He doesn't know how to say it, how to explain the mess inside his head. He just knows he doesn't want Caleb with anyone else. Ezra stops, his throat closing up. He hates feeling like this, uncertain, vulnerable, out of control. Caleb's gaze searches his, and for the first time, his voice is quiet. Ezra, if you're not ready, then don't do this. But don't keep me trapped in your confusion. And that's when Ezra realizes, he's not afraid of being with Caleb, he's afraid of losing him. That night, Ezra can't sleep. His mind is a mess, memories crashing into him all at once. The way Caleb looks at him when they play soccer, competitive, challenging, like he expects Ezra to be better. The way Caleb laughed at his dumb jokes when they first met, before they became rivals. The way kissing Caleb felt like something he never knew he was missing, until now. Ezra finally admits it to himself. This isn't about jealousy. It never was. He's in love with Caleb. And he's been in love with him for a long, long time. It's terrifying. But what's worse, the thought of letting Caleb go. Ezra isn't the kind of guy to make emotional speeches or pour his heart out. But for Caleb? He'll try. So he shows up outside Caleb's dorm, heart pounding, hands sweaty, but determined. When Caleb opens the door, he looks surprised, but guarded. Like he's expecting another fight. Ezra takes a breath and just says it. I don't care what I thought I was before. I don't care about labels, or what people think, or what this means for me. Ezra swallows hard. I care about you. And I don't want to spend another second pretending I don't. Caleb freezes, his breath hitching. Ezra. Ezra steps closer, voice softer now. I don't know how to do this. But if you'll have me, I want to figure it out. With you. There's a long, heart-stopping pause. Then Caleb grabs Ezra's collar, pulls him in, and kisses him. And this time, Ezra kisses him back like he means it. Because he does. Being together isn't easy. Ezra still struggles with labels, still gets flustered when Caleb teases him, still hates that he spent so long fighting what was in front of him all along. But now, he doesn't care about pretending anymore. He holds Caleb's hand in public. He kisses him before and after soccer games, no matter how much their teammates tease them. He lets Caleb laugh at him when he gets jealous, because yeah, maybe Ezra is still a little possessive. Because at the end of the day, Ezra was never just Caleb's rival. He was always meant to be more.